Hi, and welcome to the LEO podcast. Here you will find a different, refreshing, and very clearly biased agenda unlike anything else out there covering Indiana football. Enjoy the first ever episode as Brandon and I preview our Indiana Hoosiers against the Wisconsin Badgers. Welcome to the LEO podcast. I am Michael Bragg. I'm here with co-host, my main, Brandon Dubich. Brandon, what's up?
What's going on, everybody?
We're here to preview our Hoosiers, number 12 in the college football playoff rankings again, at 5-1. We're at the number 16 Wisconsin Badgers up at Camp Randall. 14-point favorites. Saturday, 3:30 ABC. Weather seems to be okay, but that place doesn't usually treat us very well.
Yeah, I mean, how weird playing a December football game without fans at Camp Randall without snow. I mean, if you figure fans and weather would be a huge factor in this game, neither are, and I really think it balances things out. I mean, if when you're an underdog, like even though by the rankings they're not, but I think everyone will say Indiana is comfortably an underdog. You look for every advantage you can get, and or am I overplaying this, Mike? Do you think no fans and good weather are an advantage for IU?
I wouldn't say an advantage, but it's definitely a disadvantage for Wisconsin.
Totally, yeah. I think that line is insane. I thought the line at Ohio State was insane. I thought the line at Maryland was insane. And can you explain to me at all what Vegas is thinking? Like how are they still this wrong on the Indiana Hoosiers?
So I'm assuming that they're taking into account, history. We're looking at 10 straight wins over IU, and I didn't do the math on the average score, but I'm just looking at some of them right now.
I think it was around 30, 30 and a
say,
half, 30 and a half, 29 and a half. It was around there.
It's not good. The last 10, it's the fourth longest active winning streak in the Big Ten. And we're number one as well behind it with Ohio State, but so 1-4. But we don't play well against this team, even when we were a good team, and they're just, we just have never matched up well. I don't know if it's a mental block or what's going on.
I think it's all about the Jimmies and Joes. What has IU not been able to have, and that was depth at any part of the front seven, and that's what Wisconsin does. They don't have the stud back that they normally have, but you get into the third and fourth quarter against MAC backups, which is normally the depth that Indiana has, and they just wear you down. That's different this year. These aren't MAC backups. These are starters at other Big Ten programs that are backing up in the front seven now. And that's why I feel very confident about this week. I think 14 points is ridiculous. What do you think about the over under for this game? Currently at 42 and a half.
I think it's a little low.
45 and a half. Sorry.
45.
45 and a half.
I think that's about right. I don't know. I think the same way Vegas doesn't know, the same way that a lot of people don't know. What are we going to get from Tuttle? I mean, yeah, he looked good last week and a little, not really mop-up duty, but pretty close. And we're going up against a pretty good defense. It looks like they're second in the Big Ten in scoring and total defense. And, they haven't given up more than 17 points in a game.
Yep.
So it's not going to be easy. I definitely feel like what you do, way more confident this time around than I have in the last
ever. Literally ever.
Yeah, definitely the last 10 games for sure. Let's take a look at like the previous games for both teams. I mean, we know IU went in, took care of Maryland. It was a weird game. But then Wisconsin had another COVID issue last week. This one not their fault. This one Minnesota's fault. So their last game was actually that loss to Peyton and the Wildcats at Northwestern, 17-7. And I'm pretty sure Grant, is that his name, Graham Mertz?
Mertz, yep.
3 picks in that game and looked awful.
And he's playing Indiana. So I think that's trouble. I really think this game. I think I it's insane. We've seen a half a quarter, maybe a quarter of Tuttle, but I don't think either team has a clear advantage at quarterback. I think that's the big unknown for both teams. Is the quarterback position. I think you know exactly what you're getting on the defense side of the ball for both teams. Honestly, I think this game is in the hands of Tuttle and Mertz, and whoever plays better is gonna win this game. Because sometimes football is as easy as that. It's which quarterback plays better, or which quarterback plays worse. Depending on what side of it.
Yeah, I think that again for the first time in a long time, we're coming in with a Wisconsin team that I'm not really afraid of any of their running backs. They have one, I think, scary option is in the passing game, and that's their tight end Ferguson.
And tight
Um,
ends have bit us this year.
yeah,
If there's one thing we have been susceptible to, it's been tight ends finding soft spots in that defense, either in out routes or just little hitches where they just sit. So that is a little scary. That's definitely Ferguson is huge on my radar. This Saturday.
yeah. And if you look at the only other real Big Ten or big time tight end that we went up against was I have no idea what his name was.
Penn
'Cause
State
all they
guy,
did was
yeah.
call him Baby Gronk the whole time. But yeah, I mean they tore us up. But at the same time, I'd say we kind of handled Clifford enough. I mean that game was weird. We definitely can't give up 30, whatever it was, 35 points to Wisconsin Saturday, or else there's no way.
Yeah,
No,
we'll save this for predictions, but yeah, I have a very significant point about the amount of points we can give up. We'll save that for later, but yeah, I agree with you. If we allow 35 points, IU didn't cover and IU didn't win. If we give up 35,
yeah, it'll be another one in the series. So speaking of Ferguson, there's a couple players that we can look at on their team. I mean, they're pretty much all on the offensive side. I mean, we've talked a little bit about Mertz. They've played 3 games. Not that impressive, I guess. I mean, 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, but those 8 touchdowns came against a bad Michigan defense and a bad a terrible Illinois defense, actually, which he looked Heisman worthy in those 2 games. And then he goes up against
Michael, you'd look Heisman worthy against Illinois.
that's true.
Let's
That's
let's,
true.
let's get honest here, man.
And then he comes up against a legit defense, I think, in Northwestern and throws 3 picks because he
Yep.
got a little bit of pressure. I don't think they did anything too special. I watched most of that game. They got to him and shook him, and because he's a true freshman and because he's a Wisconsin quarterback, he's not great. Their running back, their leading running back at least, is that freshman Berger. But I think they've got like a 3-headed monster back
Yeah,
there.
it's committee for sure, but they're all built from the different cloth or the same cloth, right? Like if they're all pretty much the same style running back.
And we don't know too much. At least I don't know too much about their wide receiver group. We touched a little bit on
Largely
Ferguson.
irrelevant, for being
Yeah,
honest. Largely.
yeah. Touched a little bit on Ferguson. Big guy, 6'5", 4 touchdowns over 3 games. Had they played a full six games, he's probably double digits somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, they're so you have Ferguson who's got 18 catches. Their number 2 receiver is their running back Groshek, and then their next wide receiver with any amount of catches is 7 with Dunn. So I mean, they don't have anyone on the outside because they're not. That's not who they are. They're not looking for anybody on the outside. They run the ball to set up their run is how I would put it. Passing is not in their game. Merch just doesn't need to lose them the game, and that's what he's done largely outside of the Northwestern game, and he lost them the game. It's kind of simple as that.
Yeah, yeah. And then defensively, they've got 3 pretty solid linebackers. One of the kids is out of Carmel. Burks, the senior, he's pretty good. He's pretty solid. And then in the secondary, not a whole lot going on. I mean, Eric Burrell, I think he's on a couple of watch lists at safety, but I don't I honestly, I don't. I mean, we can get to it maybe here in a little bit, but I don't
Yeah,
see us.
Sanborn's a stud. I don't think he'll go to the draft this year, but he'll go as a senior and he'll be a day two draft pick. He's really solid, 6'2", 230. Racks up the sacks. I mean, he's an absolute ball hawk. A lot of Micah McFadden in Jack Sanborn. If you're looking for a comparison on that side of things, doesn't do anything exceptional. Doesn't have exceptional speed. Doesn't have exceptional playmaking ability, but he's just going to make the play. He's around the ball all the time. So that'll be a guy we'll hear his name a lot on Saturday.
Yeah, that's another guy that we definitely should touch on. And I mean, really outside of that, I think some of the key matchups we're going to look at is, I mean, a pretty obvious one. I mean, their offensive line versus our front six. With the two linebackers, I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of blitzing from McFadden and from Jones, and then from James Miller. I don't think we need to sit back so much this week in a spy like we have the last few. So James Miller, I think,
Dare
is going to be
them to
pretty good.
pass, Michael. Yeah. That's what we need to do. Kane needs to keep up his blitzes from everywhere, from the corner, from the safety, multiple linebackers. He needs to keep switching it up, and he needs Mertz to dare to beat him. And you know what? If they burn us one-on-one on this edge, you're good with that, because what's better than them scoring on 3 plays and going 80 yards is them scoring on 13 plays and eating up 3/4 of a quarter. That's what we can't have with questions on our offense. So, I'd absolutely sell out for the run in this game.
Definitely. And I didn't have it written down as a key matchup, but the more research I did, kind of flipped that around as well. Our offensive line has got to show up. This will be the second best defense we play all year. They are terrifying against the run. I think they're the second best run defense in the league, if I'm not mistaken. And we can't move. We're 12th in the conference in rushing. Stevie Scott's been a touchdown monster, but that's it. And right around the goal line.
So I hear you on the offensive line, but for me, the offensive line isn't going to win this game in run blocking. It's going to be protecting the quarterback. It's not going to let Tuttle get blindside strip sack. It's not going to let him get jumpy feet in the pocket. If our offensive line wants to make a statement in this game, it's making Jack Tuttle comfortable, making him feel confident. Because you're right. You and I have talked about it, not on the podcast, but Tom Allen's never been a top 10 running team in the Big Ten in his entire tenure. They're just not going to run the ball. So we can't expect them to run the ball, one, because they're not good at it, and two, because the Wisconsin defense is incredible at it. So it's going to be the pass blocking that I'm going to be watching. It's going to be the tackle positions that I think are the most important in this game.
Yes, for sure. And now that I've got these in front of me, they are first in the country in total defense, second in the entire country in rushing defense, and fifth in passing defense. And rushing, they're giving up 67 yards.
Jesus. Yeah. And we're going to get it to here in players to watch. But I have what I think is going to be a significant player to watch in this game.
Sure. And now let's talk about the other key matchup, I think, on our defensive side. And that's going to be, we kind of touched on that a little bit, but I know that this kind of hits a little sensitive spot in your heart. Our Husky position, which has not been great at pass defense this year, versus I'm assuming they're going to be on Jake Ferguson the entire game. Jalen Williams can't handle 6'5".
Hell no. Nope.
250 all game. So we're going to see a lot of B-Fits and Jamar Johnson out there. I have no doubt in my mind that Jamar Johnson can cover him. I don't know if he can physically stay with him all game. So I think Fitzgerald's going to have one of the toughest matchups that he has all year, one-on-one, and he has not been.
He's been our worst defensive player, Michael. Stop sugarcoating it. I mean, if they want to listen to this podcast and call me out for saying it, they can go ahead. Fitzgerald has been an absolute liability. Jamar Johnson has proved to be a big play guy, but he needs to become more consistent. He absolutely can rise to the occasion and make a game-altering play, but can he do it for 4 quarters? Can he do it every snap? That's the question that I have out for Jamar Johnson. The thing that I want to say to you, Michael, because he's been a little bit of a punching bag for you and I the past couple seasons, did you think we'd miss Marcelino Ball this much? You don't miss him? Again, it's been our weakest position, man, and that's his position. I really think this defense could be different with him, and because you know what you're getting, right? You know what you're getting out of Marcelino. He can't really cover deep, but he would be in a perfect matchup for this Ferguson guy. He would have been a perfect matchup for baby Gronk on Penn State, and because he has that physicality to him, and that's what I haven't seen from Jamar Johnson, and honestly, to steal a Mike Tomlinism, Brian Fitzgerald's been junior varsity. He just absolutely hasn't. He hasn't played at the standard that Tom Allen is asking his defense to play.
So I'm a huge Jamar Johnson guy.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Marcelino guy too. But when he went down, I knew Jamar would get getting those extra snaps, and he's been fantastic in pass coverage. He's made a couple of big plays too with a few sacks. But you're right. I think having Marcelino around, especially on those running downs, and then against these big tight ends, that would be a big difference.
Yep, 100%.
Sure. So let's talk about what Tuttle's walking into. He's walking into a defense that's given up 11.7 points per game, 67 yards on the ground, and 166 yards through the air, with Peyton Ramsey the most through the 3 games that they've played, with 203 yards and a couple tutties, no picks. So if we can get Tuttle to find his inner Peyton Ramsey, I think we should be okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't talking to you about this, but I was talking to my wife, and if Tuttle can just be Ramsey like, I think if Ramsey was our quarterback going into this game, it absolutely I think IU wins this game. I think Tuttle's gonna have to make plays with his feet, a la Ramsey. I think he's gonna have to play very safe. He's gonna have to play a Ramsey, Alex Smith style check down offense. So I'm not gonna say who I want that to go to, because that'll ruin my player to watch on offense. But yeah, no, I mean, limit mistakes, Jack. That's all we need. If you don't beat yourself, IU has a great chance to win this game.
I got a question.
What's up?
What if he's like he was the number 7 quarterback coming out?
Yeah, he's got the pedigree. The pedigree for sure is there.
Yeah, his dad was a kicker, of course. Of course, the pedigree is there.
So. Yeah, I mean, kickers are definitely athletes. They definitely belong on the field. For sure, I hope he's really good. It's not like we have anyone behind him. Dexter Williams would be the number 2. Someone a complete unknown. So I think if that's actually probably a good thing. I actually didn't think about this before right now, so I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a rambled mess. But Jack should not feel threatened that he's gonna get pulled. He is the quarterback. So I think that probably helps him a little bit too, knowing there isn't somebody breathing down his neck. If he makes a bad play or two, which I think is inevitable against his defense. Mistakes are going to happen. It's mitigating those mistakes.
Definitely. I was gonna go down the road of what would happen next year, but I don't. That's a whole different podcast. We can save that.
That is.
Let's move on to our players to watch. I'll go first here on offense. I think we're gonna see our Peyton Hendershot game on Saturday. I think that having a crutch like him, a big tight end that's going to be close to the line of scrimmage a lot. He doesn't get down the field too much. Every time he does, he drops the ball. and he's got to have a big game. I mean, those linebackers are solid. The safeties are solid. He's going to have to make some plays and live up to this pro hype that everybody's giving him. So, who's your guy on offense to watch?
Oh, for me, it's WAP. He's been absolutely shadowed and deservingly so by Ty Freifogel, with Ty averaging 20 yards a game or 20 yards a catch, which is just absolutely absurd. We need some yak. Jack has an above average arm. He certainly he has the ability, but I don't want Jack making those kind of throws against this defense. I want to see a lot of crossers. I normally hate a Todd Haley-esque screen game, but I'm okay with bubble screens, crossers, get Wop the ball in space and allow him to do something. We're going to need an explosive play. Even with Mike, it was difficult to go 10 plays, 80 yards. We're not going to be able to do that against this defense, and we're not going to be able to do this defense, in my opinion, with Jack Tuttle. So we're going to need an explosive play, which has been, outside of Freifogel, no one's really even done that. Miles Marshall's made some big combat catches down the line, but for me, Watt needs to be a senior leader and step up and make a play. He is my guy that I am targeting because he really hasn't had a breakout game yet this year.
I think I'm going to change mine.
Go ahead.
David Ellis.
Yeah.
I think that getting somebody that's got a little shiftiness to him, somebody that we can run, little fly sweeps, little crosses across the middle, somebody that can make that big play that you're talking about, get that yak, somebody on the other side of WAP, because you know that they're going to target WAP. They're going to be on WAP like they've been on WAP all year. Same thing with Ty. Miles is going to get attention. So somebody like David Ellis coming out of the backfield would be nice too. So I think
while we're on offense here, do you think we see a lot of Wildcat? Are they going to bust out the Ricky Williams Cadillac Williams Wildcat from the old Miami Dolphin days?
I do. I think they keep it, especially in the red zone. Yeah. And if
I want to see more of it. I don't give a shit if it's gimmicky. This is college football. Run all the gimmicks you want.
It doesn't matter. You get a W at the end of the game. It doesn't matter how many times you ran a Wildcat.
Exactly. Couldn't agree with you more.
So on defense,
no. Can I give my joke player to watch? Just for shits and gigs. Hayden Whitehead is going to have to flip the field. He's going to be an offensive player for me. We're going to need no muffed punts, clean on those side of things. He's going to get his workout cut out for him. I think both punters are. And Tom Allen stresses special teams. That's one thing I love about Tom Allen. So I both as a joke, but also kind of serious. I think Hayden Whitehead's going to be an important offensive player for this team on Saturday.
Awesome, mate.
Awesome, mate.
I agree 100%. I think Chuck Campbell needs to have a big game too, but we can touch on that in the predictions, which are coming up soon. So on defense, who is your player to watch?
Ooh, it's a little bit of a cop-out because I think he's arguably been our best defender all year, and it's Jerome Johnson, man. They're an A and B gap power I running team. This game is going to be won in the trenches, and we talked about at the beginning of the pod. That's why they've owned us, because we haven't had the dudes in the trenches. You got Jerome Johnson, you got DeMarcus Elliott, you got CO, we got guys that can play in those A and B gaps, and I'm absolutely pumped to see what we can do up front. And I think it all starts with Jerome Johnson, who he's playing himself into the NFL with the type of senior year he's playing.
Oh, definitely. He's having a fantastic year. Him and his earring on the path to the NFL for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little bit of a side road. We kind of touched on Fitzgerald and Jamar Johnson. I had those as my players to watch, but as you were talking, I thought you were going to say Micah McFadden is the best.
Dude, that's your guy. I would never take Micah. Remember when I didn't like him last year? Remember last year when I was ripping Micah McFadden and you had to dude, he's good. And I was like, nah, this dude stinks. Wow. I think I evaluated that one wrong because Micah's a straight up stud.
Everybody evaluated him wrong. 2 stars, bub. I
Yeah.
think out of high school, and I first time. It's like one of those moments that you remember the rest of your life. I remember when I introduced you to Micah McFadden. It was in the rain against Virginia, and that kid was a baller as a true freshman. Coming in off the bench, backing up somebody that's probably not good enough to play for us now. I don't know. I can't even remember who it was to tell you that much. Probably TJ Simmons or something. But anyway, my defensive player to watch is going to be Jalen Williams. Reason I picked
Big play,
him,
Jay.
yes. The reason I picked him, one, the interceptions, and two, I think you're going to see a lot of slot and corner blitzes on Saturday. Reason being, their wide receivers are not good.
They're trash.
So,
They're trash. We can call it what it is.
yeah, and any way we can get pressure without having to constantly bring A gap blitzes with McFadden and Miller or McFadden and Jones, they can come and tie up the interior offensive line, and then Williams can come flying in off the side. So I think he's going to have a big game, at least a pick and a sack for sure.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else to touch on the players?
Yeah, can I tell again? We've been very positive about a lot of players, so I don't want to be too negative. But I know he got great reviews out of camp and out of practice. I've seen enough of Bryson Bonds, honestly. I'm all for letting players get run in a game like Maryland, sure, but Bryson Bonds, like, we can't allow a big play in this game. Bryson Bonds has given up big plays. In Ohio State, he was an absolute liability. So I don't want to see Bryson Bonds, but I do want to see some more Josh Singeti. I've liked what little I've seen from him. He's a redshirt freshman that I would like to see get a little bit more run because his athleticism just pops. You can just tell he's got a pedigree. So that's one guy I want to see. I don't want to see, and one guy I do want to see.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Bryson's young. He's going to take those licks with those bad plays or missed coverages, which we've seen. So
But I
it
mean,
reminds
we saw
me,
those plays out of Reese last year.
yeah,
Reese gave up some big plays, and now look at him. So
incredible. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap up our players to watch. Let's move on to predictions.
Woo.
It's gonna be pretty rosy. I think every single time we do one of these. So I'm taking us to put 27 on them. So IU 27, Wisconsin 17, which blows the spread out of the water. I think that we make some pretty key turnovers in a special teams play. Tuttle stays upright most of the game, and then we can establish a little bit of a run at the end to kind of waste some of that time off the clock. It's time for us to put a complete game together. We haven't done it. We played one half against Ohio State, played one half against Maryland, one half against Penn State, one half against Michigan State, 3/4 against Rutgers, and I guess we played pretty well against Michigan, but still gave up a ton of yardage in the first half. I think Saturn is the big statement, the big complete game from start to finish.
I like everything you said there. I think this team is going to rally around Mike. I think win this for Mike is going to be a big thing. This team has shattered expectations absolutely all year. I'm going to agree with your prediction of a win, but I do not think we sniff 20 points. I don't think we sniff 27. I don't think we sniff 24. I don't think we sniff. Here's my crazy prediction that I don't think that's crazy. I don't think we score an offensive touchdown. I think IU wins 16-14 on a Charles Campbell field goal to win it. Our only touchdown is a defensive touchdown. I think 3 field goals and a defensive touchdown get us to 16 points. We allow one big play and one long drive in an ugly game. There may be. I'm guessing there's more punts than scoring plays in this game. But ultimately, I'm with you. I think they put together 4 quarters. I think we do just enough to score just the right amount of points. I don't think they can score on this defense. I got no faith in their freshman running back, no faith in their freshman quarterback. Our defense is too good. Their defense is too good. For people that love defensive struggles, you're in for a treat. For a fan that likes points and a quarterback throwing 500 yards like Michael Penix can, that's not going to be for that fan. But I think the historic season continues, and I'm just so proud that we can even both, who I think we're both realistic fans, can say that we're going to go into Camp Randall and win, because that's an insane statement. At surface level, that's an insane statement.
Major. I think you kind of talked me into the lower scoring game. I'm not going to change my prediction. I'll keep it where it's at. But
how do you think they get to 27 real quick? I know we want to wrap this up. We're about almost at the 30 minute mark here. But explain to me how they get to 27. Kind of reverse engineer that for me.
Tuttle's good, man. Tuttle's like really, really good. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to be, Michael Penix who is what we're going to be saying after the game.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
So you know how much I love Michael Penix. I think Tuttle's going to be really good. That's how I think we get to 27. I don't think it's going to be easy. I'm talking a special teams play sets up a score, a couple turnovers, one of them maybe setting up a score, one of them actually a score. Takeaways. It's not going to be easy. 27 is going to be tough to get to, and that's all I've got. I didn't really think through every score like you did, which I kind of want to back off that prediction, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to stay strong on 27-17.
How much of a weapon is Charles Campbell? I mean, that guy is just an absolute stud. Great to have that weapon. I think he might hit a 50+ in this game. It's in the cold. It's in the north. I know that's even harder in those conditions, but the guy's got an absolute boot. Again, I think we move the ball, but I think we sputter out. Maybe not in the red zone, but in that 10 to 30 yard range. I think we're going to drive the ball, but I think they're going to clamp down, and I think that's why I'm picturing a lot of field goals in this game.
He's got great hair too. Great leg for sure. I'm real nervous about Saturday and really sad that you can't come over and watch it with us.
I mean, honestly, probably Chelsea's not mad because this has Brandon getting a little too drunk written all over it. Because I'm also very, very nervous about this game. But I don't know. My prediction wasn't for clicks and listeners. I truly do believe that we're really gonna struggle moving the ball, but both teams are, and I see them making one or two more mistakes, and or us making one or two bigger defensive plays. I think this game is going to be frustrating to watch, but I think things all turn up cream and crimson. I really do.
Elio.
Awesome day. Elio.
Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio.
All right, great. Elio.
Appreciate you guys. Elio.
You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio.
Have a great day. Elio.
Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio.
Oh, thank you so much. Elio.
Well, thanks so much, Elio.
Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio.
Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio.
Awesome. Elio.
Elio.
Thank you again for listening. Brandon and I look forward to providing a preview and post-game breakdown every week during the season with some special episodes throughout the off-season. Let's go Hoosiers and LEO.